I'm not saying it's a punishment to spend time with my children. I'm saying it's a punishment to organise something. You know, you've got to book the tickets, look at the part, just have something plastic and fuck off. That's my strategy. That's what you do when you buy your kids a present, isn't it? This is for you to leave mummy and daddy alone for a long, long time. If you get bored with the car, have a look in the boot, there's a little sedative. So anyway, we're doing the behaviour charts, we're setting our kids targets, right? We're setting them targets, school-based targets. My eldest son has been at school for a while, the second one has just started, right? I think school is the first point at which I sort of care about what my kids are up to when they're not at home. What I mean by that is, when my eldest son was at nursery, I'd go to pick him up from nursery, and the girl there would go, great day today, great day today. Would you like your daily report of what he's been up to? No, I don't think so. What could he possibly have done today? Let me guess, he dropped some stuff and he shit himself, because that's what he does at home. Like, unless he's built a shed, I really couldn't care less about what you've got to say. In fact, I resent the fact you're talking to me now. That's the honest truth of it. So anyway, they're at school. The second one's just started. Just before the second one started, we got a letter home saying, please make sure your kids can dress themselves and they're toilet trained. Now, I'm hoping, beyond hope, that every parent got that letter. What I mean by that is I'm hoping they didn't just see us one day and think, Jesus Christ, fire a letter off to those savages. My wife started getting nervous about it, right? She said, oh my God, what if he's not toilet? I said, who cares? Who cares? If he shits himself at school, the bullying alone will stop that immediately. That will cure of that straight away, right? Plus, I don't even know the point of toilet training. What is the point of toilet training? What happens if you don't do it? What are the consequences? You're going to get it eventually, aren't you? Have you ever met anyone? Have you ever met anyone that's just gone, oh, I was just never? I was just never toilet trained, and now I just shit where I stand. It's sad. Oh God, I've just done one. Do you know what I mean? Who the hell does that? So anyway, the kids are at school. We're setting them targets, right? The eldest one, we got targets like get yourself on the smiley face board at school, be helpful to your teacher. You can't have targets like that for the second one, yeah? Those targets are too aspirational for this arsehole, right? So he's got targets like don't burn anything. No knife crime. These are the targets we have for this trip, right? So anyway, eventually he gets 5 stickers. It's not that impressive. It is after a 6-month period, right? But I said to him, well done, mate, you've absolutely smashed it. Let's get you a couple of things. He chose 2 things. He chose a Spider-Man costume, and he chose a pushchair with a doll in it, right? Now, fine. No problem at all. The issue that I had is that he wanted to use those things at the same time. So the next time I go out with him, we're down the park, he's got a full Spider-Man costume on, pushing a pushchair, looking like a fucking father for justice. Just this horrible tribute act. Weekends are not enough, Daddy! The third one, don't really know what he's going to be like, because he's only 2. Do you know what I mean? He's not really contributing anything personality-wise or whatever. He did do something quite cool when he was a little baby, which I thought, hold on a minute, this kid might be a goddamn legend, right? When he was a little baby, he slammed me before he could even speak, slammed me. This is how he did it. I was having a little father-son moment with him, just, Daddy loves you. Daddy loves you. He latched on to breastfeed. That is a baby's way of going, you're a fat prick, mate, innit? Do you want to just... I would chill out on the sorbet if I was you, mate. 3 births I've been at, and, you know, people talk about the miracle of childbirth is rank. 3 of the worst days of my life. And you know what? I don't know how many times something has to happen before you sort of accept that it might not be a miracle. I mean, it does happen a lot. At what point do we go, actually, I think it's a fairly everyday occurrence, do you know what I mean? Plus, I'm not actually convinced that it hurts as much as everyone makes out. Now, listen, save your indignation. Why don't you wait until I've said my piece on this, all right? The reason I'm saying that is a few years ago, I was blocked up for about 5 days. I took a pill and I took a shit that was bigger than our third son. Right now, I think the pain's comparable, and you can't tell me that it wasn't, because you didn't take the shit that I took. So don't tell me that you know what I went through, all right? Anyway, this is my problem with the birthing process, all right? When my wife gave birth to each of the kids, and credit where credit's due, she's done a lot of the work there, but each of the kids, this is what happened. My wife gave birth to each of the kids, and then the midwife came over and like presented us with the afterbirth, like it's a main course or some shit, right? So I'm stood there with my wife, she's given birth to the baby, I'm looking at the baby, I'm looking at her, I'm saying to her, can you tell me why he's so fair? Right, and then the midwife comes over and goes, the afterbirth. Now, the first 2 times I just accepted it because I was caught up in the euphoria of having a kid. But the third time I thought, I need to find out what the shit is going on here, right? So I said to the midwife, can you explain to me why it is every time we have a baby, one of you comes over with the afterbirth like it's a bottle of Merlot, right? And presents it to us. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. What am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? Like, yeah, that's great. I don't know what I'm supposed to do here. The midwife said to me, I'm so sorry. The reason we do that is because it's extremely important that the afterbirth has left the mother. So we're showing you so that you're completely satisfied that it has in fact been ejected. Because apparently otherwise, in 10 years' time, you might be out with your missus. And she goes, do you know what, Rom? I don't think that is the jail phrase, I think that might be afterbirth, right? And then, dude, the midwife starts checking it in front of us. I don't know if they're checking if there's another kid in there or something. They're just checking, right? And I'm looking, thinking, I mean, that is... Ugh. I mean, that is right next to where my phone's charging. There is no way I'm ever going to use that phone again, dude. You need to find some tongs and throw it in a fucking furnace.